Good morning, everyone. So, we touched on something the other day. We touched on the concept that healing is bigger than techniques in the same way that the ocean is larger than its waves. It doesn't make any one more or less important, the waves or the ocean. But it does give a perspective, okay? It gives a nice perspective. Sometimes waves are smaller. We can try to explain what a wave is. But you know what? Explaining healing doesn't really allow us to understand it, does it? Explaining healing simply does not allow us to understand it. Truly, it is a felt sense of knowingness. This is part of the reason that those of you who may have interacted with us or attended some of the training programs have already learned, those of you who might be attending the Chicago training program coming up the end of September, will discover that sometimes when someone asks what reconnective healing is, the best response is, open your hand like this. And then once you've accessed reconnective healing, once you know how to do that, you share it with the person, and when they start to see or feel their muscles move involuntarily or sense it, they get that it's real. Then everything you explain afterwards has their attention. And that's really important. Otherwise, it may just sound like a bunch of words. Same old, same old. So really understanding that in a sense makes me smile and say, you know what? Taste reconnective healing and be transformed. It's really about that simple. Metaphorically taste it and be transformed. Because in that, we discover that each and every one of us, each and every one of you, are agents of healing. Not so much through what you do. It's not like going, yep, I learned this technique and that technique. No. You're an agent of healing in your capacity to release the how-tos, the techniques, the methods. You're an agent of healing not through we're an agent of healing not through what we do, but what we are willing to observe and be. Okay? You want to try that again? Just say it to yourself if you want to. I am an agent of healing not through what I do, but through what I'm willing to observe and be. Observation is not limited to the eyes. Okay? I can observe a feeling in myself. I can be in observation, if I want to stretch this metaphor a little bit, an observation of a flavor in a food. Observation does not mean you're limited to watching with the eyes. So again, say this with me, okay? If you're willing. I am. Let's start with I am, because I is our infinite name and I am states our being, okay? I am an agent of healing, not through what I do, but through what I am when I observe and be. I'm an agent of healing, not through what I do, but who I am when I am willing to observe and be. This is very, very key. Okay, now I see a question coming in or a comment. Let's see if the phone will pick up. Rob. Oh, thank you for typing that, Lexi. I'm an agent of healing. I am an agent of healing, not through what I do, but who I am when I am willing to observe and be. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to try you again, Rob, in Berlin. Let's see if I can get you to come on. I'm definitely trying. I should be allowing. Rob, you're not coming up at this moment, but I'll try to accept you again in a few minutes. Sometimes it takes a number of times. Okay. Oh, looks like you're about to come on, maybe. No, it says you're unable to join us. One more time. Rob declined. Okay, so here we are. I'm an agent of healing, not through what I do, but who I am when I allow myself to observe and be. And we often do observing and being in many different ways because actually observation and being isn't a doing in the first place. And yet notice that when you are truly in, we'll call it being mode, allowing yourself to be, and someone tells you you're supposed to do something, what's your response to that? You know, you don't really feel like it, do you? You don't really feel like it. Well, where might that have first shown up in your life? A lot of people are trained from early in childhood to do what you are supposed to do. Do what your teacher tells you, do what this person tells you, do what that person tells you. It didn't work for me. Doesn't mean it might not work for you, but it didn't work for me. I couldn't do my homework. I couldn't be on time. Some of you may have noticed I still can't be on time, but I'm much better than I used to be. I wasn't able to be patient. I was very different. I wasn't liked by the others in school, liked by everyone else. I wasn't fitting into the cookie mold. What about you? Did you fit into the mold? Did you fit into it comfortably? Did you have to force yourself in? Sometimes being is simply presence. I read something that gave an acronym to the word help, HELP. Hello, eternal living presence. I thought that was nice. Hello, eternal living presence. Yeah, you had to force yourself. I understand. I do. So, and time is a very funny thing. Rupert Spira, who Jillian and I, one of the people Jillian and I often quote, says, now is a moment in time according to thought. Okay? Now is a moment in time according to thought. But according to awareness, the infinite awareness that we are, now is eternity. So now is a moment in time according to thought, but it is an eternity according to awareness. This quote emphasizes that now can be perceived as just a fleeting moment through the lens of our thinking minds, while from the perspective of true awareness, okay, from the perspective of true awareness, it is the timeless and ever-present reality. So, what does this have to do with healing? Well, for those of you who have experienced reconnective healing, you often find that maybe you were in a session for 10 minutes and it felt like an hour, or maybe you were in a session for half an hour and it felt like 10 minutes. What is that? Okay. Now is a moment in time according to our thinking, but it's eternity according to the awareness that we are. And you and I are awareness, capital A. It's not just our awareness, but we are awareness. It's not just our consciousness, but we are consciousness. So this quote emphasizes that the now can be perceived as a fleeting moment, okay? Through the lens of our thinking minds, while from the perspective of our true awareness, it is timeless and ever-present reality. This is what we experience in healing. When you experience a reconnective healing, when you have a reconnective healing experience, whether it's in person, whether it's via distance, when you have a reconnective healing experience, your thinking mind has left. Look around. Maybe it left you a little, note. Hi, gone on vacation, back soon. um, so from the perspective of true awareness, it is timeless and ever-present reality. Healing, true healing, when we take away all of the dividers, all of the divisions, all of the segments of this healing, that healing, the other healing, this technique, that technique, the other technique, we allow healing to all come together because the dividers have dissolved. There is no time in it. Okay? There is no time in it. It just is. It's not limited by the thinking mind. It's a timeless and ever-present felt reality. It's a felt knowingness. Now we go and try to approach it from many different ways. We go to conferences on science and spirituality. Okay, it's nice that science is more and more opening its eyes to discover spirituality. It's also nice that spirituality isn't waiting to come into presence and existence for science to discover it. Spirituality is going, that's nice. Glad you're finally recognizing us, spirituality. It's not saying, when science comes up to it and says, we've proven you spirituality, go, I'm proven by science. I will be able to sleep better tonight. I mean, spirituality doesn't care. Only the ego cares. Only the ego cares whether it has been proven or substantiated by science or anything or anyone. Because that which is, and knows that it is in the knowingness that it is. Lexi writes, we can't wait for science to catch up. No, of course not. Of course not. But isn't it beautiful that science is coming along and understanding it better, because their recognition and understanding of healing sometimes is what certain people need to allow themselves to recognize that which is. So that's a gift in itself. So what does science and spirituality have to do with healing? Some people want to learn about science. Some people want to learn about spirituality. Some people are interested in neither, but just want to learn about healing. And some people want to learn about science or spirituality, but have no interest to learn about healing until the borders melt away and it all expands. That you can't really have one without the other. And then a lot of our explanations and excuses that we come up with, or descriptions, let's call it. Excuses is not really the best word. May or may not be as accurate as they sounded initially. I was listening to someone talking recently as now we'll be able to activate our 12-stranded DNA system. The 12-stranded DNA system doesn't require activation. It's not inactive, sitting around waiting to be discovered and activated. So we don't need to activate a 12-stranded DNA system just to allow it and recognize it. We don't need to activate ourselves. Just allow ourselves to be and recognize us. Just allow ourselves to recognize ourselves in everyone else around us. And we discover that they have been active all along too, all of us. No one needs to be activated. In recognizing that, just recognize that everyone simply is present. No one needs to be activated. No one is lacking. Breathe with that. Close your eyes if you comfortably and safely can. And breathe with the fact that when you access the 12-stranded DNA system, you're working with all parts of your body. People are writing about how to hold consciousness in the 5-dimensional body. There's no how to. As soon as we attempt a how to, we're not doing it. There's no steps to be taken. Tina writes, is it possible to use reconnective healing in this group so everybody could experience this? Tina, you're experiencing it right now. Close your eyes, Tina, and anyone else who wants to for a moment. Just close your eyes and breathe. And say to yourself, if I am experiencing reconnective healing, what might that feel like? If I'm experiencing reconnective healing, what might that feel like? And then have that experience for a moment. Don't ask your brain. Just say, what might that feel like? And now listen to you, your experience. So, Tina, we're not using reconnective healing in this group so that everyone can experience it. You are all of healing coming together. So you are reconnective healing because you are healing and there's no division or separation. So you might say to yourself, well, I don't know what that feels like, but if I did know, maybe I might sense it to feel something like this, and then breathe with that. The silent knower says, is it the light, the sound, the future of medicine? It's not the future of medicine because healing is expanded far beyond the limitations of medicine. Medicine is one of the blocks, one of the boxes in healthcare. Healing doesn't have four walls and a top and a bottom. It's not something containable. So it's not the future of medicine. So then our next question is, well, is it the future of healthcare? Same answer. Healthcare has a lot of different boxes and parameters. Is it the future of it? It doesn't fit into a box, so it's more. So reconnective healing then is not the future of anything. The concept of future comes from a limited perspective that we are here in a moment of now, and that the future is there in a moment of then. Then it will be. Healing is now. There is no future. We are ever present. Lexi wrote, our spiritual evolution is not about adding, but about revealing. It's a beautiful question, okay? It's a beautiful question to say, is light and sound the future of medicine? But when we expand our perception or our understanding of future and realize that it's all now, it's all here, and then that we let go of attempting to define healing and healthcare by medicine. Yeah, a lot of people involved in medicine want to pretend that medicine is the field of healthcare. It is not. Medicine is one approach, helpful in many ways and limited in many ways. That is a part of healthcare, and healthcare is a part of healing. So to ask what the future of medicine is, it's kind of like looking at a new pair of shoes and asking what the future of one of the shoelaces is. And that's not the whole thing, is it? Okay? It's not the whole thing, but a good, interesting question to look at. A good, interesting question to look at. McGinnis writes, there's a feeling like I am floating. Absolutely. Because the weight, the material density that we carry in the physical body does not exist in that beingness. Time does not exist. Density does not exist. Distance does not exist. There's no past, there's no future. There's I am and I am always. But very good questions. I'm laughing because Hansa wrote, my aloe vera starts flowering in a few days after I wave my hands around it. There are interesting ways to explore, but sometimes exploration begins with exploring our own preconceived concepts. Okay? I believe it was Brian Besco who said, moving into the heart space is not done from the mind. It's not done from the mental. Brian says we're stepping in as creators and letting go of the things that do not serve us. Okay, moving into the heart space is not done from the mental. We're stepping in as creators and letting go of the things that do not serve us. And yet we're actually not stepping into because we're already there. But it's perceived as stepping into as we don't recognize that we're already there or perceive ourselves as being already there. So when he says letting go of the things that do not serve us, includes letting go of that perception that we're stepping into as if we are somewhere else. Okay? We're not. In the Reconnective healing experience, part of the light, the freedom, the floating is that you've released the traumas of life. You've released the traumas of this life that you've been carrying around. It's not just healing. It's as Jillian was explaining in an interview she was having the other day. It's an embodiment and actually an embeingment. We're fully embodying, you're fully embodying your light. And then I would say during the Reconnective Healing experience, you're fully embodying, you as a facilitator are fully embodying your light and then bringing the other person into it. There's nothing to do. As soon as we start moving our hands one way or another, or trying to find the problem or sweeping something away, we're no longer being, we're doing as if we know more than the light. Okay? So, healing is, this is not just healing, it's fully embodying your light and then bringing or inviting the other person into it. Inviting in this light brings balance. Okay? Brings balance to the physical, the mental, the emotional, and it allows for a handing over of old trauma, some might say to the soul. You are the experiential part here of your soul being, I've heard it described, the designated attendee, the representative. And in healing, we're letting things go. Some might view it as handing the things to the soul that no longer serve you. In reconnective healing, when we experience that and come out of it, oftentimes we report feeling brighter and lighter. The densities are gone, the heaviness is gone. And as we get into life and experience it ourselves, we experience it to the fullest beyond the duality of this is this and that is that. How do we do that? Well, A, by not asking how so much. You see, part of the asking of how and the describing of it, let's put it to you this way. So much of healing today is based upon yesterday's densities. So much of today's healing is based upon yesterday's densities. But what happens when we let go of the how? Well, let's just try it and see. Close your eyes if you can, assuming you're not driving a car or operating heavy, dangerous machinery. Allow your eyes to close. And just allow yourself to breathe in light. Take a deep breath in, let it out. Doesn't matter if you know what light looks like or feels like, just breathe in light. It's light. Breathe in the light that supports the earth. I've heard it said, breathe in that light that supports the earth through your feet and into your heart. Now, are you literally doing it that way? It doesn't matter. Just allow yourself the experience of what if. Allow myself. So I'm going to allow myself now to breathe in the light that supports the earth through my feet and up into my heart. How does that feel? Now, it probably feels wonderful, but is that the way to do it? Are you writing down, wait a minute, up through my feet and into my heart? Don't get that complicated with it. Just breathe in, up, feel, experience. And in that, you'll find that you're leaving everything that no longer serves you from this lifetime. Again, breathe in, up through your feet if you like that visual, from the earth into your feet, up through your heart. So you might want to bring it out to the top of your head, whatever your visual is at this moment. There is no right or wrong visual. There's no, this is how you do it. Okay. And then let it go. Again, in, up from the earth to your feet, the heart, top of the head. Let it go. And in that, without direction or effort of any way, of anything, any form of effort or direction without it, leave everything. You'll just find that you are leaving everything that no longer serves you from this lifetime and from other lifetimes. Don't worry about where you're leaving it. We bring so much needless worry into things. Where do I leave it? Do I leave it on my soul altar? Don't worry about where you leave it. Just let go. Let go. It knows where to go and what to do. I don't want someone else to pick it up. Don't worry about it. It knows where to go and what to do, and so does the universe. It will handle itself. In other words, don't bring your OCD into this. Don't bring your OCD into this unless you're willing to leave that OCD there also so it can dissolve. Okay? Do I put it here to the right? Do I put it there to the left? Do I put it on this piece of furniture? Might someone accidentally touch it and pick it up? Just let it go. Don't bring your OCD into this. Okay? Obsessive compulsive disorder. Well, I don't know. I'm not always comfortable. I'm having pain. I'm having discomfort. I'm not sure if it was Jillian who explained this, but pain is the physical manifestation of all things that need to be released. Now just sit with that for a moment. What did I just say? What are you hearing? Pain is the physical manifestation of all things that need to be released. Wow. Wow, I love that. Pain is the physical manifestation of all things that need to be released. In that case, you can feel it. Yeah, you can feel the pain. Welcome it, and it will release. Wow. Pain is the physical manifestation of all things that need to be released. Feel it, welcome it, and it will release. How do you like that? Well, maybe we'll pick up there next time, and maybe not, but let's play with that, okay? Thank you all for coming and being here today. It's a gorgeous day. I don't know what the weather's like where you are. My weather keeps changing every 2 or 3 minutes. So we'll pick up from here. Lots of love to all of you. Hope to see you on Solomon Speaks. I'm sure Lexi will put the link back in if you want. Solomon Speaks on Reconnecting Your Life. It's in 30 minutes from now. It's every Wednesday, about 30 minutes from this time. And it's free. So come join us. It's on Zoom. You don't have to show your face, but we love it if you do. You can just punch in your comments if you want to, or just sit there and listen, or be and interact with the love and being of Solomon. So thank you, everyone, for being here and choosing to share this, well, it's morning here, this morning with me. And the Solomon Study Group, Alexi's putting it in. Please join us for our Solomon Study Group as we study the incredible book of Solomon Speaks. You don't have to have the book. We're going to read portions from it and talk about what it might mean. You'll probably want to get the book after you've been with us for a little bit, but you'll see. So Alexi is adding that. We're so grateful that you have joined us today, and we are, and I am. Okay? So we'll see a lot of you in about half an hour. Okay? See you then.